Hey, YouTube, what's happening? Just coming back to do an update on Ethereum. I've done plenty of videos. You can go back, check them out. Called the bottom here, saw this, said okay. It's kind of a partial. What I'm looking for is a real break upside of this trend line. Got here, I'm like, it's a partial. It's not an official commitment to me from the market, so I will wait. Then this little game happened. The dip and then the two bar. If you can't see it, let me try to scroll in. So this right here is a two bar confirmation because this closed higher than this one and this closed higher than this green bar. So it's considered a confident commitment move since you've got higher closes. Anytime the next bars close higher, it's confidence. So it's commitment. So it's like we're seeing this, but if you look at it, this is why you have action points because you can't just come in here and say, okay, here's a two bar. Well, on this one, you probably could have. It was a small move. Um, Volatility is coming down. This is a cross, so it's not really an ideal position here. Like, it's not going to be a huge move, and we're on the daily, so as you can see, a trend is usually going to be, you're going to have a two bar move. That's the beginning, and then you'll get like another 5 or 6 bars. The full trend's usually like 8 bars ish, and then it'll go sideways and figure out what to do. But like, there's a two bar here. It goes right up, tests the trend line. Okay, and then it's like hovering down. It's like okay, then you get a move here. Not really a two bar, decent move, but then it busts right back. So if you do go back to my other videos, you'll see that I do talk about busts. They're very common, especially right on a breakout. Now, if you look at here at this bottoming pattern from the top of the macro trend, when it first starts to correct, it comes down here, peak trough at the apex, and then it does this descending triangle bottoming pattern of that move. And so that's okay. Love a good triangle pattern because it's converging. So when it breaks out, you get a bigger move. So it broke upside here. Nice move. But then guess what? It busts right back to breakout price right here. And then it's a bust, so it keeps coming down. And then it bottomed here where we were talking about it bottoming. And so anyway, I've been saying, I'm waiting for a two bar over this trend line here. And so this is a nice move, but it's not a two bar. Even better would be a three bar. But you didn't get any of that. I mean, it's a nice three bar move up, three green bars, but this one here in the middle, it's kind of weak. Um, and so then you get, four small red bars or whatever. It's not really shocking that it's going to bust back to breakout price. And so now it's continuing, but if you see, it's kind of got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head and shoulders pattern. Price is right at the neckline here. It hasn't broke. It didn't break here, it didn't break here, and now we're here. So it's a red bar right now. If it breaks and it keeps going lower, it dips into that trend line or closes below or whatever, I don't expect the overall macro trend to go upside just because statistically and based on pattern statistics, like you don't have a this is like a double head and shoulders, and you don't have a topping pattern that busts and then it just all of a sudden. So I could see if it busts here, I could see it coming down to a new degree, because it held here, it held 3 touches here, and then it's like, okay, it's going to try to go up, just like we just looked at up here. Same situation. It tries to go up, and then it busts. This wasn't a full bust like back here. It made another shoulder on the head and shoulders, but it's back at the neckline. So if it doesn't hold here, right, it's going to definitely go back to this degree, and then I'd say go another lower degree, which is probably going to be somewhere between 8 and 400. So, um, yeah, there's not really much to do. You're back waiting again. That's the thing. This game is a lot of waiting. You have to understand what's going on, but like you see all this activity, and once you recognize it, you'll realize that there's really only a few action points. Bottomings here, right? You can take some risks. Say, okay, I think it bottoms, so I'll go wrong, or long, or I just expect a rebound upside since we just had a huge move downside, and so forth. But once you see the patterns and so forth, you can fairly guesstimate. Like here, we're at the neckline, so if you wanted to put some risk out, it doesn't have to be high. Like it could just be like you could just say, yeah, if this was going to go upside, it would have, and we wouldn't have these two right shoulders here. So, I think it's a higher probability it is going to bust. You could go ahead and go short right now, and then you just like that's what I would do if I were going to do it. You should do whatever you want to do. Um, but like hypothetically, if I wanted to go short, it's the perfect spot. It's right at the neckline after a couple of shoulders. It looks weak. There's no volatility here at all. This looks weak. There's not really any signal going here. And so like either this trend line's going to hold or it's going to bust and go lower. At a minimum, I would guess that it would retest this, and then if that busts, it would go down another degree. So like uh, you know, that's just one way of playing it. You'd put your stop tight, like here or whatever your risk tolerance is, and just take a risk because it's at a good point. Now, I wouldn't say do that here. Like, I bet you people were going long here thinking, like, yeah, it's finally going to go. Then this comes in. I mean, that's why you have to be very choosy. So, but that's my position right now. There's no reason to. I don't like to put money in unless the market commits. And to me, it's still hesitant. And this is a topping pattern. So, it doesn't make any sense to just be like, yeah, price action's on top of the trend line, so it's probably going to be good. Let me go. Nah, because you've got this pivot high and then this one's lower. So it's above trend line now, which is better than down here, but like it's going downside. The trend's down now. It's still going downside along the trend line, and that's not what you want. So at this point, it's like I would personally either take a chance and go short with a tight stop, or I'm just putting an alert above this high because if the trend does go bullish, a very it's got to pivot high above this one again to make it an uptrend. So like I'm putting an alert here. This is a possible action point depending on the bars in this area or up to it. Like I'd like to see a 2 bar, 3 bar confirmation into there, and then be like, okay, they decided it's not going to go down to the next lower degree. And it's been going sideways for a while, so they probably will want to push it up, would be my guess. But anyway, that's my analysis. So I'm not doing anything. I think this is an interesting potential action point, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I really just want to let this bear market ride out and then just go long. and try to catch most of the new bull market. And with the merge coming up, I think it'll be pretty good. So, but that's it. I mean, hopefully you can see this. This is a bottoming pattern. It tries to go up, it busts back to breakout price. And to me, breakout price is this trend line, but depending on where people put their lines and so forth, the breakout price could be different, but it should it should all kind of be within a few, ticks or whatever. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, mine's here and then yours is like way out. Like, that's too off. Because the patterns and the price action and so forth, it just doesn't work that way. So, but this is a double head and shoulders topping pattern, and we're back at the neckline. So in summary, like, if I were to throw some risk, I'd go short with a tight stop long here. Like, probably this would be my max loss. Just because if it does actually go up into this zone higher than this high here, this swing high, then now it's an uptrend. So like that, if that just keeps going, and I buy in here, like, my loss is just like, even if it goes up here, like, it's gonna almost double. So, but no, I'm not doing anything. I'll probably just watch it. Like, I'm looking for the 2 and 3 bar confirmations, and then from there, I'll see where it is in relation to these swing high and lows. But I mean, to me, an uptrend is another swing high above this and above this. So like, until I see that, I'm not like very confident. Like, even if I see another swing high to test this, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Price to get back to like 2 grandish, and then like preferably a 2 3 bar confirmation above that. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your trading. I hope you make plenty of money.